Ah, buongiorno.
Welcome back. Hello.
Hello, Lino. So I'm very excited that you were all joining me today to meet and to visit the Maestro Lino Tagliapietra. Lino is actually joined, you'll see him on the screen, with his son Silvano. Hello, how are you?
Hello, everyone.
Good to see you
For
too.
joining us.
I just want to say a few words about you, Lino. Just about everybody knows so much about you, but they're all here because they love and admire you and your work. Just to give a little background, Lino began working in glass over 70 years ago. Believe it or not, he was 10 years old when he began working in a glass factory and became a maestro at the age of 21, which was really unheard of. And he splits his time between Murano and Seattle. And today we're meeting him in his showroom, as I said, with his son, Silvano. And then he is going to give us a personal tour and discuss his new work in Seattle in his showroom, where we will meet Jacopo, who is Lino's grandson and is the president of Lino Tagliapietra, Inc. So in 1979, Lino's life changed a great deal. He visited Pilchuck and Seattle, but it wasn't just his life that changed. It was the careers and lives of 4 generations of glassblowers. Lino has been a generous teacher. He shares his Venetian techniques and knowledge with his students who absolutely love him. You can't meet a student of Lino's who doesn't just, they can't stop raving about how generous and how brilliant he is in his work. He single-handedly shaped the identity of American glass. And to this day, artists and collectors, as I say, are pretty much in awe of the maestro. Lino continues to experiment and produce work that inspires, and I hope he'll tell us a little bit about what he's doing now. I was going to say that he pushes the boundaries, but I think that Lino probably invented the boundaries with his technical skills. And Lino, I have to say, you're going to turn 87 shortly, I think in August, and you are truly a rock star. That's how I see you, just a rock star. So
Yeah,
it's great.
I confirm. I confirm.
So hello from Toronto to Murano. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you.
So I want to ask you, I forgot to mention this before I got confused. We're going to show you where Lino is in Murano. This is his showroom right here, which is absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
If you do have any questions, please hit the Q&A or the chat box. So Lino, hello. And it was wonderful to see your environment so people could see just how beautiful the showroom is.
Thank you to having me. Thank you.
Thank you. So it's been a while. I said that you split your time between Murano and Seattle every 6 months, I guess 6 months a year. That hasn't been possible over the last year and a half, I guess. How long has it been since you've been in Seattle?
I think 1 year and a half, probably, yes. More or less, I think 1 year for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Look, by the way, look more longer. I think it's look more time.
Yeah.
Last year we coming back maybe in the end of the May.
Oh, good.
But I think it's a very, very long summer, incredible winter, and now we are here. And we miss Seattle.
I'm sure you do. You have a home there, so it's I'm sure always good to be back there. Oh, I must tell you, talking about how much you miss Seattle, just before we came on the Zoom, I had a phone call from the floor of the hot shop floor from Ben Cobb. Ben Cobb called me, and he said to please let you know how much everyone at the Museum of Glass misses you, and they can hardly wait for you to be back on the floor again.
Thank you, thank you. They call me several times. They very surprised me. They're very pleasure. They call me back from Tacoma. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. I think they truly miss you. I mean, you're the energy, you're the glue there. So, and I think everyone is so excited to be able to work with you and to, you know, see your techniques. And it's not even just about your techniques. I think it's about your whole attitude towards glass. I mean, you work in such a, what I've seen, kind of a relaxed manner, so comfortable in your own skin. I guess that's what it is. So
wonderful, wonderful experience at Tacoma, Seattle. It's a great city. Now it's quite difficulty, but we spend a great time there. Even the raining, the weather, the summers are beautiful.
yes.
Summers are fantastic. Normal.
So have you been able to blow glass on Murano? Have you been able to do any work?
I did some party favor for Jacopo, and then I do a couple experimental material work for the future to be done probably in when I go in Seattle. I do some. Now recently, I try to not to blowing, but to do stained glass window panel. And then I like it. I hope that everybody like it. We'll see. We send the 4 pieces this week to Jacopo, and then I hope the Jacopo like it, because Jacopo is very tough guy, you know. It's at the back.
So would that be an extension of the panels that you've been doing? Or
Yes, but it's a different way. Is that we use the no panel because we have some difficulty, but we do a lot of panel. But this one is a stained glass. Saint Nick, the church, the things.
Okay.
I think I do the stained glass, and then it's quite interesting, by the way. The technique take forever to do 1 pieces. I think for making the first 4 pieces, we started probably September the last year, and then we finished a couple of weeks ago. I think it's a very, very long process, but for some reason, I'm happy. A little bit scary because the new things, but I hope maybe you like it if you see. Yeah.
So Lino, it is interesting that you still continue to do new series, new work. Are there other things on the horizon? I mean, you've accomplished so much and you've created so many amazing series. Are there more things you'd still like to do that you've never done before in glass?
I think not many things besides eat, cook sometime, grill fish. Also this year we have, I read a lot, there is some music. I work a little bit Murano, just a little bit.
Ah, look at this. Do you recognize this? So Lino said, so I was fortunate enough when Lino was in Toronto, he came to my home and made dinner. And it was absolutely amazing having the maestro cooking in my kitchen. I remember the truffles. I remember Daniel said some truffles are being delivered to your home, and I think they came at 6 o'clock in the morning, a whole box of truffles. But that was a wonderful evening.
Incredible, wonderful evening. Beautiful place, nice company. It was great. Daniel is a wonderful guy.
Daniel got those truffles. Yes, he likes to cook as well.
I know, I know.
And actually, I know that Dale says how when you worked on the team with him, when you and he were doing the Venetians, that you would be working and you would leave early. Suddenly you were gone and you were in the supermarket shopping, like, and back and feeding 20 people.
Yeah, we have I increase my reputation there.
Yeah, everyone loves your food. When they say Lino's coming to dinner, it means that Lino's cooking dinner as well, which is great. But the amazing thing is, where do you get the energy to blow glass all day long, go shopping, and then to come home and prepare a meal? That's amazing.
I don't know, honestly, I don't know. I think it's okay. I think I enjoy to do it.
So, Lino, I mentioned that you started working in a glass factory when you were 10. How did that come to be? That's a very young age.
Because don't forget that we are during the Second World War. It's an unbelievable tough time. And then I am a little bit wild. And then always I go to swimming outside. I rowing a lot myself. You know, I go to Sant'Erasmo, Torcello, because I am totally free. And then one point I don't like to go to school. Then I drop out the school, and then I go to work. I think it's just a finish after the 1945, just a finish of the war.
Mm-hmm.
When we born here, we have one war in Africa, we have one war in Spain, we have work in Greece, Albany, Yugoslavia, and then we are always with the one war in Italy. And then we have the Second War, it's unbelievable, absolutely. And then we are a little bit older, we saw the German, the fascist, the people disappear, you know. We grow, we became old very easy and faster. And then one point I saw everybody Morano speak about us. My friend, everybody. And probably at the time I was quite wild, and then I decided to go to work. My mother, she don't like it, never. But I do it. Then after a couple of years, I want to go back, but too late. I think it's an easy time, but I love it. Still love it, blue. I still love the blue glass. The only thing I able to do, honest.
The only thing. Did your mother ever grow to accept that?
Never. Even when I was master, she say, I told you, there's no work for you. Look, you're sweet, sweaty, things, tired. Look at the face, your hands. You look as alive in this world. You are crazy. No, it's okay. She never liked it.
Sounds like a mother.
She prefer go to work in I don't know, I think I do bootmaker, do everything except the block class. She never liked it.
Mm-hmm. You know, talking about Murano, we mentioned what a great influence you've been on American glass blowers. What is it like in Murano today? What's the glass scene like? Are there young artists following in their families' footsteps? What do you see?
We are totally in trouble at the moment for the COVID, but we don't have not many young people on block glass. Mm-hmm. Not many. We have some, but Very few, very, very few. Now we have a very popular in Murano couple of women, they blow glass, and they probably two or three, probably.
Really?
But the young people, they go in the factory, they want to learn. We have very few.
Mhm.
I don't know many. I know one guy at 20, probably more than 20. But the young kids, probably nobody. I don't see nobody there.
Pity, isn't it?
Yeah, and the factory is more nicer than used to be in the past. We work with the wood maker, the smoky things we go in very bad condition with the face and everywhere because of the smoke, the furnace. Or we have the furnace with gasoline and naphtha. And there's a very terrible smell inside the factory.
Mhm.
The time we are like this.
You know, when you were in the gallery in Toronto a few years ago, you took me over to a piece, a spirale, and explained to me, we were talking about the process and I want to know more about it. And you told me it took you 40 years to make it. I've never forgotten that.
No, there are many people ask to me, how much time you take to make this piece? I say, very difficulty to explain. And then I say, I make a very 45 years plus 50, 70 year experience.
Mhm.
Way to say, probably say, doesn't matter how much time you take, because behind this, there's a lot of process, a lot of color,
Yeah.
a lot of knowledge, it's quite complicated anyway. Give it the value about the time you make it.
So where does your inspiration come from in your work? What would you say?
It's very crazy.
Or is it comes from just within? It's just a natural thing for you.
Normally, honest, I think is when I spoke with the people, and then something happened when the night, then just wake up in the morning, blah blah blah, and then you think, what I do today, and then something happens, and you have a son. Yeah, then if you go to the museum or listen music, then the inspiration, if you have inspiration, it's a very mysterious story. It's a very mysterious story. No question about that. You never know. Maybe you work when you're working. Maybe you see one drawing. Maybe you see something talking. Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
You have
It's
a
a tough question to ask someone anyways. Obviously it comes from inside, and I'm sure it's something that you have no control over when you're a great artist and you have that great vision.
Yeah, I think the vision is always unpredictable. And then maybe you start and then you think about, and then you give it one process to make. Sometimes you think one idea, and then when you go to do it, and then you talk to the artist, and then go to talk with the artisan, the craftsman, and must do it. And we have the conflict with the artist and the craftsman, they must make the pieces. I think it's a very complicated sometimes happen. Because if you work with somebody else, somebody tell to you, you must do this, and then you must understand what you want. But the meantime, happen also with me and me. I think about I needed to do it, how to do it.
Mhm.
I have a beautiful idea, I needed to do it. And sometimes happen, sometimes no, but sometimes it became better.
Mhm. So when you make a piece, or when you're doing your work, is it the form that comes first, or is it the pattern and color, or is there no formula as such?
I think it's a wonderful question. I think sometimes the graphic is very, very important. And sometimes you must wear the clothes in the one form. One form. I think it's a very, if you do more complicated pattern,
Mm-hmm.
you must find one form, they are simple. Because if you change the form with the pattern, you have one kind of deformation.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes the form must represent like a painting, like one kind of canvas, you know.
I actually noticed, or at least I feel, that the new work that you're doing now seems to me to be much more painterly. Maybe it has wider sweeps of color. I know you're still using the same techniques, but in a different way. That to me, it looks like the glass is more of a canvas. And I know in your early years, you were influenced by painters, and I think I can see it in your work today, in the new work that you're doing.
Well, you know, we have always, I like it to see the painting. Venice, we are very easy to see a lot of wonderful things.
Mm-hmm.
Then to see the Biennale in the past, for me, they are unbelievable. But even the modern things, my education in painting is through the Biennale. I go in the kids, I go 16, 18, we go always to the Biennale, and then many, many times, because I found incredible increase in the knowledge and the curiosity. And sometimes I ask the people to explain, my brothers or my sister-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
intellectual, we talking many times. I think it's the art influence my work many times. Not only me, but Ivanini, everyone in qualche modo, a little bit influence.
You know, I was just remembering something, Lino. I don't even know if you remember, but you and I met very early on in the early 90s. Do you remember you made a trip to Toronto? And I think it was just when you were starting your solo career, and you did a workshop at Harborfront. And we met, and I had some of your work in my gallery. It was quite a small gallery at that time in Hazes and Lanes, but even the language, you were so new to the country. We had an interpreter communicating between us.
I remember in upper front that they are very chilly.
Yeah.
At 28 Celsius or Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
Chilly. But I remember we have a great time. I know you that time.
Like going back to the old days when I said what an influence you have had on Pilchuck and on American glassblowers, when you first went to Pilchuck, what did you think about American glassblowers? Let's hear what it was in reverse. What was your first impression when you came to America?
Well, the first time I came in America for curiosity, I am a little bit, my family, they are a little bit, everybody communist, almost communist. But my father and my uncle, no, my brothers. And for me, I read the book, the digest, when they are totally from America. And then I discovered what happened during the Second War, the Holocaust, the everything. And then came in America, for me, represented one part of the country I know. For example, I a great lover, the Jack London, and then we talk about Yukon, Alaska, Far West, you know. I am sure they want to see. I don't know. I don't know too much about the glass community. Only artists I know very well at the time they are Tom Patty.
They were,
Tom Patty.
oh, okay.
I think Tom Patty for me, I saw some work and I like it. And it was really interesting artist for me. My case in America, I think very difficult in the glass are quite poor. They use the window glass, and then we have the full, the glory of their terrible. And they're very fascinated, the energy, the people. And the people, they are fantastic. And the students, they have incredible energy and they want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And it surprised me because in Murano, we try to teach the young kids, they must to pay for teach. Here they pay to see, the way totally the opposite. And then a big influence for me
Mm-hmm.
coming back to do it.
So you will be at Pilchuck this year to celebrate its 50th birthday?
If we have a chance.
Yes, I'm sure they want you there. So, Lino, maybe I should go to Seattle now with you and let everyone see your beautiful work and what you've been doing in the last number of years. We'll say hello to Jacopo, and I think Jacopo is there. Maybe we can say hi to you, Jacopo. But he's behind the camera. Hello. Hey, there he is. So, Jacopo, pleasure to meet you. It's a real family affair, a family business. Yeah, as I said earlier, Jacopo is Lino's grandson. I'm sure one of many, the only one that I know. And it's great to see you. Thank you for having us.
My pleasure.
Good. So what's it like working with your grandfather? Maybe I'll ask you that.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's you can learn a lot, but there is also a lot of pressure because, you know, Lino is Lino. So he wants the things done yesterday instead of today or tomorrow. So he wants the thing done before he even thinks about them. So everything needs to be ready for him. And but it's a great experience, and it's great to be able to work with family.
Oh,
so
I know. Well, yeah.
I'm also on the other side of the world, so you know, sometimes I have a break from everybody, so it's okay. It's not a constant 24-hour with family, but it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's a lot of pressure because you probably really, as you say, you really want to please Lino, not just because he's your grandfather, but because he's Lino.
He has many ideas, so in order to achieve those ideas, he requires a lot of preparation and material, and it needs to be done constantly for him to put them to reality, right? So it's
right.
Like he was speaking about the panels that it takes about 6 to 8 months. And by the way, I saw rough photos of the Spain new panels, and they're unbelievable. So hopefully I'm receiving them next week, and once we can picture them professionally here, we will release the photos to the public.
Good.
But I'm very excited about those panels. And then we can show you a studio, and then we can Lino can speak about his pieces, and if anybody has questions, we can try to answer those.
And, you know, we're looking at the studio. I was lucky enough, was it 2017 that I was there for the opening? Yes.
Yes.
So
we were roughly 300 people.
Oh my God, what a party. It was an unbelievable party. And Lino, I remember you so well. I don't know if we have that photograph or not, but of you serving cocktails and serving hors d'oeuvres. You were very, very happy. Wait, maybe Daniel does have it. Let's see. I have it. There we go. So
serving food too.
There was the server, the artiste and the server. And it was quite an evening. I couldn't believe what a great evening it was. Anyways, you did a beautiful job designing the studio or the showroom in Seattle. I'm sure a lot went into that as well.
Yes,
So
but
let's,
it's all studied around Lino's pieces, so the lighting, and we try to do our best job to showcase his work.
and we know how important that is, how important the lighting is in particular, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So we are moving. I'm going to let Lino, I'm going to let you talk about the pieces as we move into a panel, which is an absolutely beautiful piece.
This one, the panel is Alabama. Inspiration came from the Alabama killed. And then I did in Kentucky in the studio that my friend Stephen Powell.
Oh, yes.
Practically the last panel I did. And then for me it's beautiful, unbelievable things. And also for the memory that my friend Steve. And then enjoy the panel because I want to represent a little bit the Venetian culture. In this case, we have a little bit of influence, not big influence from Alabama. I think I enjoy to do it. And then we have the technique that came from also from the Bullseye, Oregon. And then we love it in an incredible way. I love it to go work there.
Mhm.
I think it's fantastic and I like it.
Yeah. Very, very complex, isn't it, though?
It's very complex, but take time, but we do wonderful work there at the time. Enjoy to do it. It's a little bit like a painting, take inspiration from something.
Mhm. Well, you were inspired, as you said, as well by Stephen, so it's a special piece.
So it's a very special. For me, it's a very special. Absolutely, it's a very beautiful one.
Mhm.
Supposed to be do more, but I have a chance at the moment.
Mhm. Exquisite. Very large panel. I think it's about 6 feet tall, isn't it, Lino?
Probably more, I think. Jacopo probably knows. I think probably is more than 6 feet.
It's 66 inches tall.
Is it? Okay. Thank you. Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And here's another beautiful panel.
Yeah, I think this one is La Foresta Incantata. The forest, enchanted forest. Enchanted forest. Yeah.
More or less.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
the enchanted, this one is lit from within, isn't it, Lino?
Sorry?
This one is lit from within, isn't it backlit? This particular panel?
Yes.
It has a LED panel, yes.
LED, okay.
It has a remote, and you can change the lighting.
Okay, yeah, that's lovely. I love this piece.
I think it's a wonderful piece, yes. Yeah, so this one of the last pieces we did in Kentucky. No, they're quite interesting.
Look at the spiral. Yeah, there again, the panels are incredibly complex, maybe not more complex than your other objects. How would you compare the panels, let's say, to
We use the Morini like a mosaic, like
yes,
pattern in an incredible way. We have a part blowing, part solid, a part of the Morini, and then this kind of the forest. They are half things. It's very complex work. It's a little bit different, than blowing. But at the meantime, they are. We try to give it the one kind of my spirit. in the panel. I think I like it in one way.
I do. I love the panels. And when I saw this one for the first time, I liked it very, very much. Beautiful piece.
Beautiful piece. Yes, you're right. Here we have the block glass. We have several techniques, for example. This one is
Oh, beautiful.
Morini, there's with Morini red and then black, blue.
Mhm.
Then we have a carving, and then we have is an unbelievable, beautiful carving. I think it's a wonderful things.
You know, I notice in some of your new work, you're not, maybe I shouldn't bring it up now, but you're not carving all the pieces as much as you used to.
Yeah, the reason because I do several different kind of technique. I use probably the color like a painting.
Mhm. Yes,
Material, and I think it's supposed to be see
that's
that
a great shot.
this one you want to be a little bit ancient.
Mhm.
Behold, a little bit the graphic is very like a metallic stone, rough things.
So I actually love that piece, but I love them all, but I do love that one.
This one also, this one is a very interesting with a lot of cane.
Mhm.
We have a probably also this one we have very few battuto, but we have a incredible technique we use it for this kind of pattern. And we have a lot of cane, a lot of things. I think it's incredible how we do it.
So Lino, when you make a piece like this, how many people are on the team to create something like this with the patterns?
Probably with this kind of the pieces, we have 6 or 8 people.
Mhm.
6 or 8 people, yes. We have, because we work on pick up some cane and then pick up another cane and then another things. And then we join together and then make a round. It's a little bit one kind of terrible mess, but in the end they come out of beautiful things. But
Mhm.
time anyway, because we needed to pick up a cane, white, and then we need to pick up the yellow, blue, green, whatever, and then we do the form. And it's beautiful, yeah. Also, we have this kind of necklace. It's a 3 pickup cane, and then we go in the mall, and then we fold in, and we pick up like a necklace. It's a very old technique, some part new, some part invent, some part we use old stuff. I think it's quite complicated, but it's beautiful, beautiful pattern, beautiful material.
Beautiful. Very elegant.
This one is a very special.
Oh, I love this piece. Yes. Tell us about this one.
This one is a very, very special, honest. We need to pick up the cane with the white, and then we put the lining, and then the next day or the next couple of days we carving, and we cut part of the cane, and we do like the sparrow clear, it's not sparrow, and then you see the detail, the end of the cane.
Mhm.
Interesting, the technique is unusual for me because we do, in the time I do several times. But I like it a lot because the patterns are fantastic.
It's exquisite.
We pick up the cane, put the Giannini, pick up, do the blank,
Mhm.
do the engraving, and then reheat, and then working, do the pieces. At the time, they are quite new. I like it very much.
It's called a trullo, I notice. What does that mean? What does that, how do I translate that?
The trullo is one inhabitants, one house we have in South Italy.
Puglia. In Puglia.
In Puglia, yes. In South Italy.
Kind of building.
A building?
Yeah, the people live there.
It's a type of house.
Is it?
Yes, it's a type of house in Puglia, in the southern, the hill of Italy.
It's an exquisite piece, isn't it, Jacopo? Love
Yes.
it.
Yeah,
Very
I love it
unique.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's very, very rare.
It's absolutely very rare. I like it very much, honestly.
Yes.
They were very special because they have a great memory, these kind of things.
And this is a beautiful installation piece.
This one is the Aquilone Masai. They are beautiful pattern, beautiful color. I like the transparency, the reflection, the wall.
Beautiful is the way it reflects. Now I noticed that there, here again, it's an installation piece without any cuts. It's just blown, which is different from some of the series I've seen before.
It's blown and polished.
Beautiful.
It's very beautiful, yes.
And from what I know, it has some African influence to it as well. Is that right?
Yes,
Lino?
always the influence from Africa in many, many ways, many times.
Yeah,
Because-
it's very tribal.
Yeah.
Again, as we talked about the lighting and how important the shadows are.
Jacopo is a master about light.
Look at that, beautiful. And Jacopo, I know our gallery walls are similar color, so I know lighting on a darker color takes some talent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But these, for example, on a white background wall would be even better. They would
They
show
kind
up
of-
even better.
They'd explode on a white wall, wouldn't they? The color.
Yes, correct. Yes. And
Beautiful, beautiful.
and we move here. Let me remove a paper.
This one we call forcola. Orlock.
These are really delightful. When you look at them, they have so much energy and the movement is fabulous.
Yeah, there could be the tools for the Venetian rowing, but is what could be one kind like a sail or sail. It's a beautiful, beautiful long work to do. It's incredible.
I'm a green person, so I love this green piece.
Also sounds small detail, yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
So much detail and also how thin it is. Considering the form and the shape, it's so thin as well, isn't it?
Blowing and then cut, open up, shaping and then carving. It's a long process, but it's wonderful things.
Yeah. Jane just said, beautiful, takes her breath away. They really are. They move so beautifully together. Like a melody almost.
Lino sometimes mentioned that these put all together, reminding the American's Cup, the sailing race.
Yes.
We just finished actually a month ago, I think.
Yeah. And then scale-wise, they're very approachable as well, aren't they? Even a single one, because some of your work is fairly monumental, and these are a very comfortable, intimate size.
Yes, and they're freestanding, so they come on a stand.
Mm-hmm.
The height is they vary between 26 inches to 36 or 37 inches.
Beautiful. It's like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite series that you like to work on, Lino, or are they all your favorites? Is it like your children? Each one is a favorite.
I don't know. Honestly, I think I like it. I like it all. I think it's a very strange. Sometimes I saw my old work and I like a lot. And no, there's a difficulty for me to choose. Sometimes at the moment, it depends. Absolutely at the moment.
This looks like a sunset to me.
Questo we call
Pago Pago.
it could be, yes. I like the name Pago Pago. I like the technique too. The form, it is wonderful.
Then Pago.
Pego Pego, yes.
That's a nice shot of it. The colors are beautiful.
Wow. Bravo, Jacopo. Very good. Nice shot.
You know, technique-wise, we look at it, and because it all comes together so beautifully, you do tend to put the technique out of your mind. You see the beauty, but what you've mastered to create these pieces is hard to believe or hard to understand.
Wow, it's a very beautiful, this one.
Yes, very beautiful.
It's a
So
very,
is this a newer series for you, this wall installation?
there's a new installation. It's no, they are new, but the installation is new.
Beautiful.
It's a fantastic. Thank you.
This is an old piece. He made it long ago. It's called
Really?
Borboleta. Yes.
It reminds me of something that was just created, but I guess that's the thing with good art. It's timeless. It shouldn't look old or new. It should just be beautiful.
I enjoy to see my own work, and they look so young.
Look how, yeah, Jacopo's doing a great job with that
Yeah.
camera.
Jacopo.
Okay, now we're going to the tough part.
Let's see where we're heading.
We are entering.
Is it a Batman? So, Lino, this is a form that people really associate with you. You've been working on this form for some time. Where did the name come from? How did you start this series?
I started Batman, and then because I saw the movie, and then I like it because when I work, it look like Batman. After a while, I try to change, and then I changed the finish and try to move it a little bit more archaeological form. But I think the material, the form is quite nice, by the way. This one, the Turin is a fantastic pattern, fantastic material.
With the gold in it as well.
It's a suspension copper. I think it's a very, very tricky glass. I think I like it to do it.
So Sandra, it's copper inside. It's no gold, but it's a reaction with the light that does make it look like gold.
So Lino incorporates gold in a number of the different series, doesn't he? In different ways. This is a beautiful piece. I guess with the copper as well.
Fenice.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's fantastic, the color between aventurine and then turquoise cane.
Very beautiful. Yeah, and look at that. Shadow is musical almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Headphone.
The light is upon the yeah. Beh, no?
Quindi sì, sì. Sì, l'hai visto, ma también.
No, veramente bene, sì. Bellissimo.
I do love this combination.
Combination of colors.
Yeah, combination of color. This these two.
Ah, bello.
Someone has written in it's a perfect combination of color and form, which it is. This is a very large scale installation. These are the leaves, is that right, Lino?
Yes, yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about this pattern?
The pattern, they are quite old technique. This one is looking like a leaf. I use a different technique because the wave.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a leaf. This one is a little bit different than the other. And they look fantastic together.
They're beautiful together. I
Yeah.
want to say to you, how did you do that, Lino? It's amazing the pattern. This particular one I'm mesmerized by. Pattern's beautiful.
I think that you must pick up the cane and then you twist it very well. And then you go in one kind of mold and then you blind
Mhm.
some pattern and then you twist the other side. And then make out this kind of wave. Then like this is quite difficult. I think this one is for me is a fantastic, beautiful things. And the form. Che mai vista questa materia qua? So beautiful, no?
Very beautiful. And the way they're mounted on the wall, of course, allows all the light to get in behind it. I mean, that shadow is almost as important as the glass itself when you see the relationship.
Oh, so beautiful. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a Jacopo. It's
That's a
very,
beautiful view.
This one is called gioiello, which means
Yellow.
jewel.
Yes,
Gioiello.
Gioiello. Beautiful. I mean, there's so many dimensions, Lena, when you look at your pieces, whether it's the color. Is this actually ribbed, or is the surface a flat surface?
no, it's a little bit, you're touching, you're feeling the
You
material.
feel it. Okay.
It's not engraved. It's just a little texture from the glass and the cane of aventurine.
Depends on the technique and the material, because the cobalt is a little bit soft. The ruby is a little bit hard. And then when you're moving, you're feeling the surface. It's very nice to touch.
Beautiful. So we have some nice comments from different people. Howard Cohn is saying that he was in your studio. Now I've lost my screen somehow. I hope it comes back.
Well,
Okay. He was in the studio with his wife and he walked around for an hour and a half and just gasped at how beautiful everything was. It really is. I remember that feeling as well. I guess the first time I walked in was at night when there were 300 people there, but I went back the next day and took my time. It's just a beautiful setting to show off the work. Tell us a little bit about that instantly. Well, I guess I missed that. We've moved on.
No, wait, I can go back. I can go back.
Just tell us a little bit about this, Lino.
this one is a Masai, gold Masai.
Mm-hmm.
Is like to the other Masai, must be blowing, cut, and then painting with gold, and then 24 karat,
Mm-hmm.
and then cook over 400 degree because the glass must be shiny and stay forever. This one is a very interesting, the pattern we do is Africa, we do like a snake.
Yes.
And then we have the pattern could be a tree, and then we have the sense. Another pattern could be the what kind of symbolize or for example water, bird, or many things. For example, we call this stripe very long like this, we call like whales for the engraving. And then we have a lot of symbolize a lot of wonderful things, natural things.
That's like an Egyptian look to me. I haven't seen this piece before.
The canoe.
It's beautiful, very simple, very lovely.
And it's mirrored inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Beautiful.
The incredible, a long work to do it was wonderful things.
I'll just move a chair.
Doing a great job with your camera, Jacopo.
Thank you.
Ah, well, I'd like to introduce you all to Lino and Lina. Okay, and Anthony says, Jacopo, that's the best job he's seen with the camera. You're doing a great job here today. It is
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, we knew zero right in.
This is Giudecca.
Yes. I think when I did my exhibition, we had an installation from this series as well. We had 5 or 6 objects from this series.
Mhm.
Very elegant and simplistic, isn't it? But beautiful. So Lino, when you do an installation like this, do you do all the pieces, when I say at one time, as one thought, or often is it done over a period of time and you bring pieces in? How does that work?
Well, we start to this kind of panel. The first time we do Metamauco is one old city, the Venice. We have we do for the Venice, Open Venice, a very interesting show in Palazzo Ducale. And then we have a great successful things. And then we do Giudecca, and then I did Manhattan. And then Manhattan, and then we have a great successful things. And this one is a very interesting pattern, the name, and we repeat it sometimes, but not many things.
So I love this piece, Lino, the Fenice. And this is a series that you keep revisiting, which is a remarkable series. Can you tell us something about this or your relationship to this series?
Because I like the name, the Felix. Felix, the theater in Venice, they born a couple of times. And they always, they make it even better. No problem this time. But I think it's a wonderful, wonderful name. They remind me reborn from the ash, the Venice, the theater, the things. Wow, it's so beautiful, Jacopo. I never saw so beautiful.
This is beautiful. Yeah, I love this piece.
Wow.
They're so precarious. They look precarious. I know they aren't, but it's part of what's exciting about that series.
Oh, wow.
Gorgeous. Beautiful camera work.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful.
We're forgetting about the piece. This is one of your newer series, isn't it, Lino? Maybe you could tell us a little bit about the open. Yeah, well, the way it's open as opposed to being a closed vessel. I know this is something.
I think it's a wonderful, beautiful, beautiful pattern. Also, the Morini is a fantastic, and the material is beautiful. No question about that. Yeah, but the story, I like it to do the Morini, but I try to do special Morini. They have a special graphic. And this one is, for sure, is absolutely beautiful things. The color, the combination, the color, the pattern, they are fantastic.
Does a lot of thought go into the color combinations when you're making a piece?
Yeah, we have three color together. We have opening red, and then we have the combination, the opal, topaz, with the sun opaque inside. So we call tobacco in one way, but they change a little bit. Very, very beautiful things.
Sandra, it was made open to properly showcase the Murine.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
To recreate shadows, and I think he did a good job, no?
Beautiful job. Can't help but agree with you, Jacopo. I love the color combination as well.
This one we call Venezia.
Yes.
The title is because the technique to use represent the technique the Venetian people do the glass window and the mirror. but just already, but the combination for himself. We have an incredible, beautiful pattern, color, things. Could be simple, but quite complicated to do it.
So are those pieces sold individually?
They can,
Yeah, they can, or it can be an installation as we see it.
yes, correct. And the shadows behind almost looks like a second glass. You see?
You know, as we're walking through and looking at your work, Lino, I just want to mention, so I won't forget it, that there is a absolutely fabulous video that was recently made about you and your work called The Making of a Master. And it can be found on YouTube. And what we'd like to do is when we send out the catalog tomorrow, we're going to send everyone the video so they can see it. It's just wonderful. I watched it again last night, which was the second time for me, and it's just a fabulous video. And you'll learn a lot about Lino and about the technique and his work.
Some example of a Murina of Lino.
Thank you.
Sorry, I get the shadow here.
And this is such a famous series of yours as well, Lino.
Yep.
The Endeavors, yes.
The first endeavor we do in 1995.
Really?
They have, I think, 60 centimeters, no big. Sì, qui è panissimo.
So you have these endeavors hanging. Can they also be individual if someone wanted them on a credenza? Can they be
Yes, I can
freestanding?
show you. We have
Mhm.
one in the conference room.
Your space is beautiful there, Jacopo, Lino. There they are freestanding. Yeah, it's lovely to see them that way as well. And of course, we were standing at the beginning in a picture in the gallery, you and Lina and I, in front of the endeavors. Is there a particular series of yours that for you, you would say is the most difficult when you're working with a team, or not difficult, challenging? Is one series more challenging than another?
Well, you know, believe it or not, is probably the more simple one. Because we have a simple one, if you make a mistake, you see everything.
Mm.
More complicated, sometimes apparently it's more easy. But depend, I have sometimes difficulty for make a, yeah, the simple one must be perfect
Mhm.
in the shape, in the material. And sometimes a difficulty to do it. I remember one, I think I tried to do one time, and then at one point I refused to do it. And finally, we did. Finally, I learned how to do it. I think it's probably is a cayuga. At one point, I don't want to do cayuga anymore because I'm not happy. It's very complicated.
We have a cayuga soon, so you can speak about it in maybe 10 minutes.
But I
But
have
it's coming up.
Good, thank you.
I don't want to do any more cayuga because I think they ask me, Jacopo, Lino, why you don't do one cayuga?
Mhm.
I said, "Oh, maybe I do it. Maybe I do it. At one point, I finally I learned how to do it.
Wow. I love this piece. That's really an explosion of color, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wonderful. Che bello, che bello. Guarda che luce che roba.
When you look at these pieces, Lino, do you ever have a favorite? Or it doesn't work that way, like with your children, they're all favorites.
One, I have a one kind of feeling, I like it, no question. Questo è molto bello.
Questa parte qua che
Mm.
Very beautiful. So it's interesting, there are so many artists that work with you on the team who are in their own right today, well-known artists, and they've achieved prominence in their own way, but yet their work is so different. You know, there's no, I guess they've learned some of their skills from you, but there's no overlap. What you do is Lino, and there isn't anyone that can produce it on their own without you, really. Beautiful.
Unbelievable.
A window looking inside that piece.
Mm.
That's almost like a stained glass window in a way, Lino.
Yeah. Thank you. Because it's true, I think quite often it's a stained glass window.
Yeah, that's how it looks to me. And this piece is very much, it looks like a peacock. Very grand and regal. How tall would this piece be, Jacopo? Looks like it
Let me
has
just
at least 2 feet, I would think.
check.
So I'm actually looking at the name of this piece, Pavoni, which does mean peacock.
I think because I don't remember the title of this one.
I just looked at it. I have an image of it here, and it is peacock in Italian.
Oh, Pavone.
Pavone.
Yes.
I think it's about 47 inches.
Beautiful.
It's nice to come out from the entry.
Mm. You work in a lot of colors, Lino, obviously, but you seem to work in a lot of blue. Or you use blue in a lot of the pieces as well.
Yeah, it's true. In the past, probably, but I think the blues are more easy working. Probably depends at this time. Probably, my use also with the green, much more than in the past.
Mm-hmm. This piece is very delicate, looks very lacy to me, the pattern.
Che bello.
Looks incredibly complicated as well.
Yeah, I think
Very, very beautiful. Almost spidery looking, you know, the webs. Ah, Peter Bremers. Hi, Peter. Peter says he loves this white piece. There you go. Peter's here. It is beautiful, isn't it, Peter?
yeah,
Questo è il mio preferito.
questo.
This is my favorite one.
Who said that?
Me.
Oh, is it good? It's nice that you have a favorite one. And Peter agrees with you. He says it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. Judith says that the piece was so beautiful, it brought tears to her eyes. There is that emotional part. I mean, we're looking at this and we're going through it slowly, but there is a great deal of emotion.
And this is the Cayuga.
Okay, so tell us about the Cayuga.
Because I'm working in Corning,
Yes.
it's a one lake, and then I love the Finger Lakes, and then I like a Cayuga. And then I know one story about the Cayuga, and then I call Cayuga. It's a very, this one is a beautiful, but sometimes up and I don't like it, and then I have a trouble.
This is the one he said is very complicated to make.
It must be. Lino, have you made many of these pieces?
I know many, honestly, I think I do something.
Mhm.
The last work I do it because I learned how to make it. Finally, I make the nice things. But I do why 3 or 4, and then I broken it because I don't like it. I smash it the floor very angry.
Mhm. Just looking through that piece is beautiful. So these are very painterly in their own way, this particular series. And it has, I know you used to do carvings in these pieces at one time.
The
Yes,
center one is carved.
Yes. When you look at the pattern and you look through it, how perfect it is.
yes,
To call you a genius, Lino, wouldn't be exaggerating. We see the complexity in the patterns, and And every piece, everything is so different. This is a beautiful panel as well. Yes. So there's a real sheerness to this particular piece.
Yeah.
Yes. So Howard Cohn has a question. Lino, could you tell the story of how you first made a dinosaur and what influenced you? Where did your concept or idea come from?
Well, I think probably for the Jurassic Park, probably, from the Steve Spielberg. And but my idea, the dinosaurs, they are very peaceful, and they are vegetarian. They eat the leaf, flower. They are like the form in sculptural way. And the reason I started smaller and then I make it bigger and bigger and bigger. But even when I work in the factory, I design some work in the organic form. And then I like it to make this one simple. I also like the curvy one because I enjoy absolutely to do it. Very challenging, but very enjoy to do.
It's really become a signature form
Became
of yours.
I have a lot of signature. My became signature. I like it very much. Thank you.
And tell us about these panels.
Yeah, this one we do one kind of cylinder, and then we do this kind of beautiful ball. And we use Florencia, and we do the classic cylinder and open up.
And they're illuminated from behind.
Are they?
Yes, it's an LED frame.
So I haven't seen these before. Is this a fairly new series?
It's a one-off. It's a one-off.
Is it?
It's only this one.
Mm-hmm. Very dramatic pattern.
Mm-hmm.
El Saturno.
Yes.
I love this one.
Very unusual, isn't it? That is incredibly dimensional. Wow. That must be very heavy at the end of the blowpipe when that pattern.
Could be.
Gorgeous pattern. Beautiful.
This one is an ombelico.
Perfect place for it with the light coming in.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right by the window.
Perfect.
No need of anything else.
That's where you place it in your own home, just by a window.
Yeah, yeah.
So many beautiful pieces in the studio right now. You know, it's an incredible variety of work. Oh, now this is something that I haven't seen before. Can you tell me about this piece, this sculptural piece?
The totem?
Yes, totem?
Totem, we have a combination with the name totem and then Masai from Africa. I think it's a wonderful, beautiful to put everything together in the sky. They're fantastic. A beautiful pattern and beautiful things.
Have you made, you've just started to make this work. Have you made many of these pieces, Lino?
The totem?
Yes,
Only two.
only two.
Yes, this is the tallest one, and the other one is one layer less, so it doesn't have the top layer.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Very unusual, very complex.
This one is very tall.
Much taller than you, I'm sure.
Yes. If I have a measurement.
What a presence it has. Beautiful piece.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. So have we walked right through the studio, right through the showroom and seen everything?
Mhm.
We have.
Yes.
Bravo. Bravo, Lino. Absolutely beautiful.
Jacopo too.
I was going to say for Jacopo, exactly, for displaying it so perfectly.
And to my
So-
arm.
So, you know, Lino, let me ask you something. We have a number of questions. Are you up to answering some questions now? We've been online for a while. I can let Daniel read those questions to you and you can answer them.
Sure,
You have a little bit more time left in you?
sure we have. Yes.
Okay. Okay, let us know when you're done, because believe it or not, we've been talking with you for an hour and a half, and I know there's a 6-hour time difference, so I know it's not that early in Murano. Go ahead, Dan, see what questions you have there.
So Lino, our first question comes from Eva, and she would like to know, do you sketch your patterns before you start working?
No. I have a terrible design. Sometimes I try, I do it, but I think, no. I don't do any drawing. If I do, it's very, my career, I saw only one drawing, and then I do one Ballata del vetro soffiato. I do one kind, the painting, but very honest way is probably the biggest success, successful in my life, the only one. I think I do the show in a built leather, and then somebody buy right away my drawing, but it's just luck. No, I don't do drawing. Anyway, I might try it sometime now. We have more time to do.
Howard would like to know, do you use a different team of assistants in Murano and Seattle, or is it the same team, or do you do most of your glass blowing now in the United States?
Well, the last probably 30 years, probably more than 30 years, probably. I work more or less in United States, always with the same kind of person. For example, we have Dave Walters. I work with him for 27 years almost. And then we have almost silver marriage. And then with Nancy Collins, 16, 17, 15, probably John Calais. The youngest probably is 13.
Eric Wall.
Yeah, we have a lot of wonderful people. Now we have a new one, I think. I work always with the same people. And then probably the very important things happen when you go in the state. I work always with the American people. I never carry anyone from Murano to work with me. Probably this was the reason we have a chance to teach more the American people.
I think and you must be excited to get back in the studio with your hot shop team.
Sorry?
You must be excited to get into the hot shop again with your team.
Yes, I think I'm a little bit worried about that. I think because we wasted probably 1 year, and then we'll never know what is going on. You know, I think I'm a little bit younger, and then I lost 1 year to work. I don't know in my physical way what is going on, honest. But I would like to try.
Well, hopefully you can go back to the States the end of May and get back into the swing of things.
Probably the more reasonable time probably is July, probably.
Yeah.
Now, Andy would like to know, do you design the tables that your sculptures are displayed on? That's something you've designed?
Design what?
The tables.
Pedestals, the pedestals.
Yes, I design. I design all the table, and then there are one is the way we saw now, the Giudecca, is inspiration from the one bridge we have in Torcello, the Devil Bridge. For some reason we call like this one. I designed the table, and then I designed another two, another installation. They come out quite nice, by the way.
It shows the work very nicely. We use a similar pedestal in the gallery. So it tends to disappear and you just see the work.
One kind of bridge, then another one is represent a little bit Israel. And then another one is the Metamauco. Is like the Venice. We have all the pilings
Supporting the city.
to support the city, and then this one I designed. These they have been great successful too.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful and simple.
We have a comment which must come from one of Jacopo's friends, because they're asking, when do we get to see Jacopo's glass?
It's gonna take some time.
Are you still doing some blowing, Jacopo?
Not because of COVID, but
No,
now
of
that
course
we are
not. Of course
now that we
not.
are vaccinated, if Dante takes me back, I would like to go back. Yes.
Well, you have a good teacher, right?
Yes.
He was trained by someone very good.
I'm very surprised because Jacopo have a nice attitude, skill for blowing glass. I don't say because we are here, Maestro. Jacopo has a very good attitude for blowing glass.
Oh, good.
But I would have to quit my job to fully focus. So
But you have to quit your day job.
yeah.
Okay, so maybe it won't become a permanent career then.
No, not yet, at least.
Okay.
I think maybe 10 years is fine. Will be good.
And one
Okay.
more question. maybe
It's definitely great to. It's another tool to understand the complexity of Lino's work.
Mhm.
You know, trying to do something with your hands and understand how hard it is to use different colors or simple glass. And
Mhm.
it's just very, very hard. It's easy to hear it, you know, when they say what they do, but once you try to blow your first bubble or to open the first bubble, it's very hard.
Yeah, I don't think it looks like something that would be easy to do, and it takes years and years to master. But
But they
I've
make
only
it look easy. They make it look easy,
They
you know, when
do,
you
don't
look at them. Yeah.
easy and very graceful. It's like watching a ballet. You know, the movements and the way the team works together. It's really a beautiful thing to watch glass blowing, especially when you're watching a master.
And I think that's why it's really important for us who work in the glass business and who are not artists to blow glass, to really get an appreciation how difficult it is. Because when you watch Lino and the other leading glass artists in the world, they make it look too easy.
Yeah.
But it's not.
But we know better than that, don't we? We do.
Yes.
Everybody should try at least once so they understand
For sure.
the
For
feeling.
Okay. So Daniel, you finished with the questions there?
Yes, I am.
So Lino, what can I say to you but to thank you, aside from being a great artist, a gentleman, and a scholar, as they say. It's been such a pleasure. I think it was a real treat for everyone that joined us. And of course, we wouldn't be doing this without Jacopo as well. Jacopo, your camera work was superb. It was great.
Thank you.
We might have to
Thank
do
you.
this again.
Oh, no
It
problem.
was a big job. I'm kidding. It was a big job. I
Oh,
really appreciate it.
hopefully next time we can all meet
Uh,
in the showroom.
Now, Patricia has said something. It's in Italian to you, and it's gone off the screen. I don't know if Daniel sees it.
Thank you.
Can you read her message?
I read a lot of things here.
One was an Italian message.
She said, "Mille grazie, è stato un piacere. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Our
Wonderful.
pleasure."
Un onore grandissimo e un piacere vederti,
Ah.
vedervi e sentirvi. Well, thank you to see you. I hope
Wonderful to see you and wonderful to spend all this time with you and Silvano. Thank you so much for being there as well. And I'm sure we'll talk again one of these days soon. And I hope one of these days we'll see you in Toronto again, Lino. Only with Lena, though. You have to bring Lena with you. Okay? With Lena. Okay.
Ciao.
So stay in good health. Oh, and to all the mothers, happy Mother's Day tomorrow. Yes,
True.
that's right. And to Lena, happy Mother's Day. Let her know we called out a wish for her.
And to
Okay,
all the
thank you.
fathers, there's no better Mother's Day gift than a piece of Lino's.
Oh, there you go. Very good. Okay. Thank you.
Ciao, everybody.
Goodbye. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.